In our previous video, we discussed the components of male reproductive system, that is testis, and then ducts and glands, then the male copulatory organ, that is penis. Okay, and today we are discussing testis. So first, features. It is the primary sex organ. Why? Because this is involved in the production of two different things. One is the gametes, that is the sperms, and the other one is the dominant androgen in male body, which is that androgen testosterone. Okay, and this is the hormone needed for what? Spermatogenesis. That is why this is considered as primary sex organ. Then it is paired. Length is about 4 to 5 and width is about 2 to 3 centimeter. And then extra abdominal. It means what? It is placed outside the body. But when we consider egg producing organ called as ovary, which is in female reproductive system, there the ovary is inside the body of the female, while testis is placed outside the body. Okay, thus it is extra abdominal in position. But this is the case with adult. It means during embryonic stage, it is inside the body below the kidney. Okay, so this is the difference. In adult, testis is placed outside the body or extra abdominal, but during embryonic stage, it is placed inside the body just below kidney. And during 7th month of pregnancy, which month? 7th month of pregnancy, testis start descending down into scrotum. Okay, so what is this scrotum? I told you testis is placed outside, but it is inside a bag or pouch like structure, and that is called as what? Scrotum, ball sac or ball bag. Okay, and then see, this is the testis which is placed inside the pouch like structure called what? Scrotum. Okay, and the function of scrotum is very important. It provides optimum temperature for what? Spermatogenesis. What is optimum temperature? 2 to 3 degrees Celsius lower than body temperature. Okay, our body temperature is 37. So the role of scrotum to lower the temperature, that is 2 to 3 degrees Celsius lower than body temperature. That means this is the temperature required for the activation of what? Activation of the hormone called testosterone. For what? For spermatogenesis. Okay. And next, coverings of testis. It is externally covered by 3 layers. How many layers? 3 layers. Outer layer is called as tunica vaginalis. Middle layer is called as tunica albuginea, and inner layer is called as tunica vasculosa. Okay. So this is the outer layer called tunica vaginalis. Tunica vaginalis, and the middle layer is present, which is called as tunica albuginea, and the inner layer is called tunica what? Vasculosa. And next is the anatomy of testis, which is the middle layer, tunica albuginea. Okay, see, this is the middle layer called tunica albuginea. This tunica albuginea, it extends inward to divide the testis into different compartments. Okay, so this is one compartment, this is another compartment, this is another compartment. Okay, and these compartments are called as testicular lobules. Clear? So tunica albuginea, it extends inward to divide the testis into different compartments. These compartments are called as testicular lobules, and their number is important, which is about 250 to 300 in number. Okay, and then what is inside these testicular lobules? It carry highly coiled tubular structures. They called as what? Seminiferous tubule. So these are, so inside testicular lobule, what is present? Coiled tubules are present, and they are called as what? Seminiferous tubule. Okay. So testicular lobules carry what? Highly coiled tubules, and they called as seminiferous tubule. And this is very important because these are the tubular part which is involved in the production of sperm. Okay, that is, the seminiferous tubule carry a particular cell called primary male germ cell. Cell is primary male germ cell. Primary male germ cell, And this cell, or it is also called as spermatogonium. Okay. And this cell undergo meiotic division to form what? Sperms. Okay. So this is the role played by the seminiferous tubule, that is sperm production. And then see, this seminiferous tubules, they open into network of delicate tubules. And these network of delicate tubules, they called as rete testis. They called as rete testis. Okay. So seminiferous tubules open into network of delicate tubules and they called as rete testis. And from rete testis you can see another duct arises and they called as vasa efferentia. So this is the rete testis, and from rete testis another duct arises. They called as what? Vasa efferentia. Okay. So these are vasa efferentia, which is about 15 to 20 in number. Okay. And see, these vasa efferentia, they open into another highly coiled structure, and this is called as, and this structure is called as epididymis. This thing is important because this is the tubular part. This is also a tubular part, highly coiled tubule, which is about 6 meter long. 6 meter long coiled tubule, and this is called as what? Epididymis. So tell me the pathway of the sperm. The sperms are produced within seminiferous tubule, and from seminiferous tubule it is reaching where the seminiferous tubules open into. So first seminiferous tubule, and then where rete testis, and from rete testis the sperms are transported to vasa efferentia, and from vasa efferentia the sperms are transported to this particular part, that is epididymis. So the function of epididymis is storage of sperms till it become mature, motile and ejaculated. Okay. So this is the role played by the epididymis. Storage of sperms till it become mature, motile and what? Get ejaculated. While seminiferous tubules, they involved in the production of sperms. Okay. And this epididymis open into another tubular structure which ascends to abdomen and loops over the urinary bladder. Okay. And this tubular structure is called as vas deferens. And finally, this vas deferens opens into urethra as ejaculatory duct. And then what is this ejaculatory duct? See, this is the vas deferens, right? This is the seminiferous tubule. These are the seminiferous tubule. And then what? Rete testis. Then these are what? Vasa efferentia. And then this thing is the epididymis. Okay. And epididymis open into the tubular structure called as what? Vas deferens. So this is the vas deferens, right? And vas deferens open into the urethra, which is the continuation of the urinary bladder. And before opening into urethra, it joined with an accessory gland. That gland is the seminal vesicle. Then after that, and when it joins with seminal vesicle, then it is called as ejaculatory duct. It is not shown in this diagram. See, this is the vas deferens. Okay, I told you vas deferens ascends to abdomen and loops over the urinary bladder, and finally it joins with what? An accessory gland. Which is that accessory gland? Seminal vesicle. So this is the seminal vesicle. Okay, and then this tubular part, after it joining with seminal vesicle, this is called as, so this tubular part is called as what? Ejaculatory duct. Okay, so this thing is the ejaculatory duct. So vas deferens joins with seminal vesicle to form another duct called ejaculatory duct, and this ejaculatory duct open into urethra, which is the continuation of urinary bladder. Clear? And next thing is the pathway of sperms. This thing we already discussed, that is the tubular part which is involved in this production of sperms. It is what? Seminiferous tubule, right? And from seminiferous tubule, the sperms are transported to rete testis, and from rete testis they are transported by vasa efferentia to where? Epididymis. Okay. Then from epididymis it is carried by the another tubular part called vas deferens, and then it joins with seminal vesicle to form a duct called what? Ejaculatory duct, and finally it opens to urethra, and then it will be the semen or the sperms will be expelled out through what? The opening of penis, which is called as urethral meatus. So this is the opening, and that opening is called as urethral meatus, and through this opening both semen as well as the urine is expelling out. Okay.